Judicial reform, law enforcement reform, healthcare reform, tax system reform, constitutional reform, and state property management reform. This never-ending onslaught of reforms can leave investors and international partners confused from reform fatigue. So it's no surprise that Ukraine now has a guidebook to understand the intensive process that the country is undergoing. Each section of the book focuses on a separate reform. It begins with the history of reforming, not from 2014, but from all changes that have taken place during Ukraine's independence. The project has been helped by the Embassy of Finland in Ukraine. They've offered not only financial help, but Ukrainians can also turn to Finland's experience of a century of reforms.
We have been reforming ourselves 100 years already. And this is why we feel we have a lot of sympathy and also exceptional solidarity towards Ukraine. You need a lot of time and also innovations to do what you like to do to your country. And we admire that you have already gained a lot of success only in 3 years.
Ukraine can turn to the Finnish experience in their educational reform, which is widely regarded as one of the best in the world. The reform guide says Ukraine needs to bring all levels of its education to a higher qualitative level, including reaching a European standard for academic degrees. And experts say that learning from the Finnish model is Ukraine's best bet. The education reform that was undertaken by the Finnish government is considered to be one of the best in the world. The changes that happened have become an example for everyone, and Finland's Ministry of Education and Culture has signed a 4-year cooperation agreement with the Ukrainian ministry. We are working on reforms together. And of course, you can't talk about Ukrainian reforms without mentioning one of Europe's biggest reform successes in recent years, Ukraine's Prozoro e-procurement system. Experts call it the standard to which other Ukrainian reforms will be held going forward. Public procurement reform in Ukraine will always be an example of successful reform. I wouldn't be lying if I said that several European countries have shown interest in how the Prozoro system was launched in Ukraine. And perhaps the most important reform direction is constitutional law. According to experts, there's an imbalance of power at the national level. Today, there are developments in the judicial branch of power, but as far as the power triangle of parliament, president, government, there are 0 results. There aren't any results in decentralization either. If you can't get your hands on a print copy of the book, or if you just want to follow along at home, you can download a PDF and keep up with the latest changes on the Reforms Guide website.